Yep. Hi everyone. Um, a second, I'll just share the screen. So this series is about solving the compulsory questions which are there in uh, question papers. So compulsory questions of the question paper that we are studying now. We'll see how to solve the questions from the question paper. Okay, I'll just share the screen. Here, I think we have solved already. We have solved the question of 2024, compulsory question of May 2024. We'll see the question from uh, September. Correct. This is September 2024. As usual, we'll go to the compulsory question. Question number 5 will be the compulsory question in GST. Yep. This is the question. You remember we did discuss that. What is the first thing that we need to do? As I told you, firstly, read the first three, four lines of the question paper. So, first question, DEF Private Limited. Remember, it is private limited. What is the use of private limited? RCM purpose. For the purpose of RCM, this is very, very important one. So, first thing is that it is private limited. A registered supplier of the goods and services. Goods and services. In Pune, Maharashtra. So remember that it is Maharashtra. That means if he has supplied any goods to other states, then it is IGST which is applicable. IGST has furnished the following details of the for the month of January 2024. The turnover of DEF Private Limited was 3.2 crore in the last financial year. Once you read, see, this is for the month of January 2024. January. Remember why January is important for the purpose of ITC. For ITC, that January month is very important one. Once you read the first three lines, we will see that what is the opening balance of input tax credit at the beginning. See why this is important. While calculating the input tax credit, please make sure that you will put the opening balance. Otherwise, answer will be wrong. And look at the arrangement also. IGST, don't put IGST in CGST balance, CGST in IGST balance like this. Don't make that blunder. So additional informations are given. Before that, first read what has been asked, what you have to calculate. From the information given above, compute the OTL and input tax credit. So this question is not asking you computation of tax liability. See, computation of OTL, computation of ITC, and computation of GST payable in cash. This format is not required. This one. This is not required for this question. Don't waste the time in calculating GST payable in cash. That format is unnecessarily, don't calculate that. Okay, this question is for 10 marks. So you have to calculate the ITC and OTL of the DEF Private Limited for the month of January 2024. Make suitable assumptions wherever required. And read the additional information, please. Rate of CGST, SGST is 9%, and IGST will be 18%. Don't miss this point, respectively, unless otherwise mentioned. Both inward and outward supplies are exclusive of taxes wherever applicable. All the conditions necessary for availing the ITC have been fulfilled. So very simple additional information has been provided in 2024 September examination. So there is no such additional informations which are provided. Now we will start calculating OTL and ITC. Very simple, OTL and ITC. Firstly, intrastate supply of taxable goods. So they have mentioned it as intrastate. Don't worry, OTL में first intrastate supply, right? Intra-state supply of taxable goods, not gods, goods. No. Intrastate supply of taxable goods. Next, now value of supply. How much is the value of supply? 5 lakh rupees. Intrastate. It is provided that it is intrastate. So it is completely CGST, SGST, and IGST is not applicable here. Correct? IGST will not be applicable. Let me put the format properly. Wait a second, people. Okay. So here also to this as well, I'll put this comma. Yep. To this as well. And to the SGST too. Okay. 5 lakh rupees. What is the value? So here it is 0. And to this is equal to 5 lakhs into 9% CGST, 5 lakh into 9% SGST. Correct. CGST 45,000, SGST 45,000. Second one. See, wherever applicable, you have to make the necessary assumptions. Please do necessary assumptions. Assumptions as well as writing the notes is also important. F Limited of Mumbai, unregistered. It's been provided that they are unregistered, had promised to DEF Private Limited in October 2023 to complete the contract within 3 months. They agreed to complete the contract within 3 months, but they were not able to complete the committed contract. So DEF Private Limited received the consideration for non-performance of the contract on the time as decided by the pre-written agreement. Now the question is, sir, for this is called as liquidated damages. Sir, is liquidated damages is taxable? No. So I think in the supply chapter we have discussed about this. Liquidated damages are not liable for GST. So it is not there under GST. So liquidated damages are not liable. So here liquidated damages. What is the value? 2 lakh rupees. This is not taxable. Wait a second. Yep. This is not taxable. Liquidated damages. Next one, it's not a supply. Basically, it is not a supply. Why? Because there was no consideration. Correct? Non-performance of the contract. For not performing, they put the liquidated damages. There is no supply. That's why this is not under GST. So there will not be any GST on that. Okay. DF Private Limited had provided service of booking of the flight. So flight booking services has been provided for employees of H enterprises in the economy class from Bagdogra to Pune, Maharashtra. So DEF Private Limited had provided the service of booking of the flight. See, now we are actually thinking in the perspective of DEF Private Limited. So they have provided flight ticket booking services, not the flight ticket booking services. They did not purchase the flight ticket. Usually we get confused that, sir, from the Bagdogra, West Bengal, sir. True, Bagdogra, West Bengal, correct it is. But don't think that it is exempt. See, flight ticket is exempt, but booking service is not exempt. Booking services will not be exempt here, so that it is liable for taxation. It is liable, so that 20,000. So now, H Enterprises, she provided service of flight booking service, flight ticket booking services for the employees of H registered in Delhi. Delhi. That means it is uh, what is it? IGST it is. Correct. This is actually IGST. Okay. Now, right. Flight booking, flight ticket booking services. Flight ticket booking services. Flight ticket booking services 20,000. IGST will be 18% of this into 18%. 3,600. Done. Write it fast. So that is flight ticket booking services. Okay. I hope you are writing with me. Fourth one. Next. DF Private Limited had purchased goods worth 5 lakh from R Limited, registered in Gujarat, on 15th March 2023. Now, R Limited issued the debit note. Remember that which are the tax paying documents? We discussed five tax paying documents. Five tax paying documents. One is tax invoice. Second one is debit note. Third one is the ISD. Fourth one, bill of entry. Bill of entry in case of import. Fifth one, that is self invoice. This is actually self invoice. So now here, this is debit note. On debit note, can I take ITC? Yes. So DEF Private Limited had purchased goods worth 5 lakh from R Limited. Now R Limited has issued debit note in the month of January. So we are actually in the month of January here. Correct? We are in the month of January. For the post, see when the goods was purchased, 15th of March. Now R Limited issued 15th March 2023. Now we are in 2024. See, this is actually for 2024. Now, debit note has issued in 15th March 2023. Now, R Limited issued a debit note on 15th of January 2024 for post delivery services to the DEF Private Limited as per the part of the terms of the sale. Now, this 25,000, whether on this 25,000, do you think we will get ITC on this? Comment fast, yes or no. Do we get ITC on this? See, you remember last date to put the debit note or last date to take the ITC. What is the last date to take ITC? Input tax credit. 30th November following the year of invoice. 30th November following the year of invoice or date of filing annual return, whichever is earlier. Now here in this case, debit note may we cannot take ITC. ITC is not allowed on this 25,000. Yes or no? Yes or no? You agree with this? Do you? Huh. Do you agree? No. So you can take ITC. ITC can be taken. See, this is invoice no. See here, the purchased goods worth 5 lakh. This is invoice date. Debit note date say from debit note from the date of debit. Sorry, so sorry. Slide. Huh. From the date of debit note, you can take the ITC from the date of debit note next financial year. So that means for this debit note, the last day to take the ITC is 30th November 2024. Last day to take the ITC for this debit note is 30th November 2024. So you can take ITC. So registered in Gujarat and this guy is in Maharashtra. So it is IGST. So ITC can be taken. So basically, this is ITC. We will write that in while computing ITC. Okay, now we are doing OTL. DEF Private Limited had sold one of its unit in Pune as a going concern. If you supply something, if you give the business as a going concern, is it supply? No. Why? As per section number 7, subsection 1A. Remember section number 7, 1A, schedule number 2. In schedule number 2, paragraph number 4, business assets mein, third paragraph, subpara 3. If a person ceases to be taxable person, then he is not required to goods which are there in his godown is considered as supply. But if the business is given as a going concern, the other person will take the registration. So this is not the supply. This is not the supply here. So on this 10 lakhs, there will not be any uh, what tax. There will not be any tax on this supply. So right, sale of unit as a going concern. Going concern, you write the explanation in the exam. I'm just telling you that. So there will not be any supply. This is not the supply at all. This is not the supply. Next, fifth one. Next point. DEL. It's not DL, it is DEF. DEF Private Limited had provided the services to Mr. Y, registered in Punjab, to organize the business exhibition in Delhi. See, Mr. Y is the recipient. He is registered in Punjab, but organized the business exhibition in Delhi. What is the place of supply here? Place of supply. DEF had provided services to Mr. Y, registered in Punjab, to organize the business exhibition in Delhi. So the place of supply is actually Punjab. Punjab is the place of supply. Correct. Correct. But it is not Delhi. Sorry. It's not Delhi. It is Dubai, people. Dubai. So sorry. It is Dubai. And do you remember in the exemption chapter we discussed that any business exhibition done in outside India, that is exempt. That is exempt. So this 5 lakh is exempt. I thought it is Delhi. It is not Delhi. It is Dubai. I read it as Delhi. Sorry. Business exhibition in Dubai. 5 lakh 000. Point number 6. Next one, interstate supply of services. So I have supplied services worth 10 lakh. Interstate supply of services. Interstate supply of services worth 10 lakhs, and interstate into 18%. This into 18%. So this will be 1,80,000. IGST will be 1,80,000. So this is the amount. Now, amount towards receipt of intrastate services. This is receipt, that means ITC. Purchase of confectionery items which are used for supply of free of cost. So this is also purchases. So on these items we will discuss in the ITC while calculating ITC. Now total OTL. How much is the total OTL? Okay. Total. So here all sum. This is the total OTL. That is 1,83,600, 45,000. Here. So sorry. All sum. This is also 45,000. So total OTL is 45, 45 and 1,83,600. So this is the total OTL. Now we will calculate ITC. Serial number 1. Firstly, I told you DEF. Sorry, this DEF Private Limited received the debit note. So I have already given you the explanation. Debit note is also the tax paying document. So we can take ITC on that. It is 5 lakh rupees, no? 5 lakh from Gujarat. So IGST. So 25,000. How much is 25,000 into 18%? 4,500. 0, 0. Next one. Second point. We are done with the debit note. And this is DF Private Limited sold. We are done with this. This also intrastate supply. Now amount towards receipt of intrastate services. Intra-state services received. Intrastate So that CGST, SGST is applicable. The value is 10 lakh. 10 lakh into intra. So it is 9%, 9%. So that will be 90,000, 90,000, if I'm not wrong. Intra-state supply of services. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Amount received towards intrastate services is 6 lakhs, not 10 lakh. It is 6 lakhs. 6 lakh into 9%. What is 9% of 6 lakh? 54,000. 54,000 and 54,000. 54,000, 54,000. And lastly, what is this? Purchase of confectionery items. Purchase of confectionery items. So the value is 1 lakh, but to be given as free, no. So if it is given as free, ITC is blocked on that. So you have to mention that ITC is blocked on all these items so that 0, 0, 0. So you're done with the solving the question. What is the total ITC available? Total ITC is 4,500, 54,000, 54,000. So this is ITC which is available, total ITC. But we missed one point. What is that? So that's why in the format itself, please do write opening. Opening. So we missed that point. IGST 30, CGST, SGST 25, 25. IGST is 30,000, CGST 25,000, SGST 25,000. So the total 34,500, 79,000 and 79,000. Let's check the answer. Okay, the answer first OTL. How much is the total OTL they got? Output tax liability total out 45, 45, 1,83,600. See, 1,83,600, 45, 45. And ITC they got, the amount of ITC which they have got is 34,500, 79, 79. 34,500, 79, 79. So this is about the question from September chapter. So not chapter, September 2024 question paper. So I think you are clear about this. Okay. So we will meet in the next video. We will solve one more question of compulsory. Okay. Bye.